Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Becca and today we are getting started with a plant chores video. Now I already know this is going to be a several days video, so hope that you like a little bit of a vlog style video. Yeah, I'm excited to get started. I actually just came home from the hardware store because I had to pick up a few things, and while I was there I was like, well, might as well get some stuff that I've been needing for my plants. So let's do a little garden center haul. It's really nothing like super crazy, but it is very dark in my house. Like the sun has left once again, so hope that you won't mind a little bit of, whoa, just ran into that Hoya. Hope you won't mind just like a little bit of darkness. I will get closer to the window though, so it's not as dark. So, all right, I got I got 4 bamboo stakes because I have some bamboo stakes set up in some of my plants, and namely one of them, it's just like kind of laughable how flimsy it is. I basically like put together a bunch of smaller bamboo stakes to make a really tall one, and it's just not holding up anymore, which is fine. It held up for definitely over a year, so I got bigger ones so that they could be like extra tall and strong for that plant. Oh, I'm only gonna be using one on that plant, but I'll probably find use for these either in the house or in the garden. And that was like $6.99, which is really good. Something that I've been really needing to get is some stuff for my huge Adansonii tree. I mean, that girl is just huge. And I decided that I'm going to extend the pole on it, but not until I can get it out into my greenhouse. Like, yeah, I don't know. Well, I have talked about it like inadvertently here and there, but let's give a little greenhouse update. So I've always talked about having a greenhouse at this property because we have 7 acres, which is a lot of land, and it really, like, why wouldn't I have a greenhouse? But there's already a building on the property that is being used as a barn, or it was used as a barn. So basically it's a pole barn, which means that 3 sides of it are enclosed, and the roof obviously, but there's like a big opening on one side. And I think that they put like animals in it at some point, and also like, I don't know, their lawnmower and stuff. So our lawnmower is in our garage right now, which I don't love because I'd like to have our cars parked in the garage, but the thing is massive, so it just takes up a lot of space. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the barn into a greenhouse. And yeah, this is something that I'm so excited for. Daniel and I have been talking a lot about like how we were going to make the greenhouse happen for like the last couple of months, really for a long time actually. And it just like dawned on me. I was like, wait a minute. Instead of pouring a foundation basically and then putting like framing out a building and doing all of that stuff, what if we just took off the tin roof from the pole barn and replaced it with like the polycarbonate roofing or whatever? And he was like, yeah, that's actually like really smart because we're not actually using the barn as a barn. And then all we would really have to do, aside from like switching out the roof, is adding like a door situation to seal it, obviously, because you want it to be sealed. And then we're going to have to seal it because it's definitely not airtight. It would probably be a little bit, well, you don't want it to be airtight, but you know what I mean. We don't want like heavy breezes from like big holes and stuff. So we're going to have to figure out how to like seal the bottom so that it doesn't let like animals in and stuff, because we have a lot of wildlife around us, which is great, but I don't want them like eating my plants and subsequently dying and then also ruining the plant. So that's just a little something that we're looking into doing, and I'm so excited. That will definitely be a spring project, maybe early summer project depending on how things go, because I'm also doing the garden. So also we decided that we're going to use the siding for the tin roof, because it's like a tin corrugated roof like that on the barn. So we're gonna use that for the garden beds. We're just gonna recycle some of the pieces and use it for that, which cuts down literally so much on cost. And also, since those things are like metal, they will last forever. When you do wood garden beds, you can expect that after like, I don't know, 3 to 5 years, you might start to see some like wear and tear on the wood, unless you made it out of cedar, which is literally so expensive. I cannot even wrap my mind around how expensive cedar is. So unless you have that sort of a situation, it's probably gonna rot, I don't know, 5 years or less. So if you do like the, it's called, what is it called? Galvanized steel. Okay, my battery was flashing for like at least 2 minutes. I'm surprised it lasted that long. Anyway, so with galvanized steel, that'll last like so much longer. And yeah, I just have to do a little bit more research on that to make sure it's safe. But like I've seen a ton of people make garden beds out of galvanized steel roofing, which is exactly what it is. is out there. So anyway, all this to say, I am going to be adding on to the pole of the Adansonii tree because it's currently like, I think 8 feet tall, and it could potentially be 10, 12 feet tall. No, that's a bit of a stretch. I'd say 10 feet tall because a lot of the branches have like outgrown the pole, obviously. So now they're starting to like cascade down, and those branches are pretty big. So I feel like it could be a lot taller, and I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that journey for her. I don't know. I don't think that it's like as happy as it could be inside of my green room. I think that it would be a lot happier in a greenhouse where it's like mega humid, but also it's probably gonna get really humid in there. So I'm not really sure, but I think that it does feel a little bit too big for the room. Obviously, I love it. I'm not like gonna get rid of it or anything. I just think that it might be better suited for the greenhouse. So we'll just have to see what I think once we're out there, but the roof is like really tall. It's like kind of like a vaulted ceiling because it was a barn. So I mean, it has like a really tall roof on it. It's just a really cool building, and I was looking on the inside and just like imagining what it'll look like with like clear roof. I'm literally so excited. So anyway, all this to say, I got a little like rolling tray for the Adansonii because it is so heavy, especially after it's been freshly watered. And if I ever want to like move it around, it's terrible. And also I don't have like a saucer or anything for it, and I don't want it to sit directly on the floor because I can't really like let it drain when I water it, you know, because what I do to water it is I set it inside of like a tub, like a shallow storage tub, and then I water it from the top and then like just like wait for the water to cycle through. But it really needs to be repotted, so I'm watering it pretty often, like probably like once a week or so. So it's just like really annoying to move around. So I got this to make that process easier, and also I got this massive pot. I don't know how many inches this is. I would assume like 18 inches or something. Like this is like really, really, really big. So I got this huge pot for it. It definitely needs a bigger pot. The roots are coming out the bottom. They're starting to like, I don't know, intermingle with each other at the top of the pot. So that will be an adventure to repot that plant, and I will definitely film it for you guys. I am absolutely 1000% going to need help. Hopefully Daniel will be able to help. He'd probably just like hold it up while I shimmy the roots loose a little bit and then pour in a ton of De-la Tanks in here. I'm literally so excited to get that in my De-la Tanks mix. But anyway, also got some shelf brackets, which is unrelated. My plant room right now is so messy because I just did a campaign with a company called Green Digs for their IGTV. So I unboxed some of my picks from their website, which I'm literally so thrilled about. Let me show you the plants. So it's a newer online plant store, and this is obviously like not sponsored or anything, but I want to show you the plants. And if you want to go check out the videos that I made for them, you can go watch their IGTV channel. But these three up front and center are the ones. So I got a Ponytail Palm, my first Ponytail Palm ever, and they come pre-potted in these like really beautiful pots, and then a saucer as well, which I just love. I think these are so pretty. And then I got another Pilea because I don't have one right now because mine all bit the dust. And then a green ZZ, which I also have never had. So I'm really excited about that. But I have like all the boxes right there. This right here, like this room is a mess. Here's what it looks like. And it's not that big of a room, so when it gets messy, it just feels really messy. Okay, the room is clean again and it looks so good. This carpet is consistently crooked because the dogs run in here and it gets pushed this way. It used to be in the center of the room. It never is the center of the room anymore because they're always playing. But anyway, all cleaned up. I took the rattan chair out of here because it is broken. The rattan ripped actually, and I've been looking at some tutorials online for how to fix it. It looks pretty simple. I just need to order the supplies, and when I do that, I will be doing it on my second channel. So if you're not subscribed to my second channel, it's like a vlog channel where I share more home DIY, my personal life, sewing, fashion, whatever. And I think that's all I'm gonna film today because it's getting really dark. It's like, what time is it? 5:30. And as you can see, the sun is just not out to play today, so it's gonna get dark really early. Hello everyone, welcome to another day of filming this video. I have to say, there is just something to be said about direct light. Let me be honest for a moment. This week has been so incredibly hard for me, and I feel a bit dramatic saying that, but last week we had so much sun. It was like 70 degrees. You know, I thought that we were at the end of winter, and then this week it has rained almost every single day. We had puddles everywhere. It was just so miserable and dark and cold, and my body is just so sick of being cold. Normally by this time, actually like a month ago, normally I would be already experiencing warm weather because in Tucson it got warm in like very late February, early March. It's just been really difficult for me for it to be like mid-March and still so cold, but I don't need to complain about it for too long. But I just have to say that if you're experiencing anything like this, like, you're definitely not alone because this is really hard. So anyway, since today is like very, very sunny, I just feel like a new person, and I'm ready to like tackle this video and finish my projects and everything. So what needs to be done is I'm going to start fertilizing my plants. So a lot of my plants have not been fertilized since, you know, fall. So it's time to, well, all of them have not been fertilized since fall, I should say. But first, it is about lunchtime. It's like 1 o'clock, so a little bit of a late lunch, but I kind of woke up late, so it all makes sense. And today I'm going to be cooking lunch from a meal that I got from Green Chef. So thank you, Green Chef, for sponsoring this video. This is the second time I've worked with them, and I just have to tell you guys, I freaking love Green Chef so much. When I ran out of meals last time, I thought about it like every single day and like couldn't wait for my next box to arrive. So truly it was an amazing experience, and I'm excited to show you guys what I'm making today. Before we get into the cooking, I have to show you guys what my kitchen sink area looks like. It's just in shambles and covered with plants, and this is the type of thing that I try to avoid. This looks so messy and cluttered to me, and I need to figure out another solution ASAP. I'm still like very much so in the process of getting my house ready, like moving in and everything, like putting up shelves and all of that. So once my like office area is more concrete and what I want it to be, I feel like this situation will not be a thing anymore. I mean, I would like to have plants in here, but there's like, I don't know, 15 plants just in this small little area, and I just hate how disorganized and disheveled it looks. So anyway, let's talk about Green Chef. If you aren't familiar, Green Chef is a USDA certified organic company, and they have dishes for a variety of lifestyles including vegan, vegetarian, paleo, and keto. I chose a vegetarian box this time because I've been eating more plant-based lately and wanted to explore some new recipes. I really love meals from Green Chef because they're always really high quality and sustainably sourced. The ingredients come pre-measured and perfectly portioned and mostly prepped, so your cooking experience is easy and quick. And believe me, I'm not a person who enjoys cooking, and I always enjoy cooking when I'm making a Green Chef meal. With Green Chef, it's easy to eat well and discover new recipes every week that you'll love to cook. If you're interested in checking out Green Chef, go to www.greenchef.us/90daylaplants and use code 90daylaplants to get $90 off, including free shipping on your first box. Okay, food has been made. This looks delicious. I tried to plate it up pretty like they did on the paper, so let's see how it tastes. The rice is really good. Now a carrot. Super delicious. Okay, so I'm going to finish up my lunch and then we are going to get on with the plant chores, probably doing some fertilizing. I need to treat some scale because one of my cacti has scale pretty bad, and I honestly wasn't sure if it was scale when I first saw it, but there's definitely something going on and I'm going to assume that it's scale. So let me bring you a little closer. So this is a boob cactus. You can see there's just something going on at the tip there and a little bit on the body. And the actual plant feels pretty healthy still. Well, kind of, I don't know. This is my second boob cactus. I killed the first one somehow. I really don't know what happened. I'm just gonna be using 100% rubbing alcohol and Q-tips. And I also have a safety pin, which I'm going to use very carefully if something just like looks like it doesn't want to come off. Because part of me is like, is it scale or is it just punctures or something that happened to the plant in shipping or something? But I feel like if there's like a bunch of perfect circles all around, that must be scale, you know? So I'm gonna be doing some treatment there and you get to watch.
Uber is committing 10 million rides to make it easier for underserved communities to get vaccinated. Uber will begin this effort in partnership with...
Can you see that one right there, that little piece? So what I'm doing is I'm just wiping over it and it's just coming right off as I'm wiping, which isn't usually the case for scale. So I'm not sure what's going on here, but I guess the alcohol is strong enough in this case. So I'm just wiping the ones that I can. And if I'm not going to be able to wipe it off, I will try to go in with a safety pin very gently to try to get underneath the seal, because scale is a bit of a tricky one because the outer shell is hard. It's able to stay on the plant unless you physically scrape it off. So topical solutions don't usually work for scale unless they do, which I don't really understand. So maybe it isn't scale. I'm not sure what it is. Something's going on here though, and I need to remove it before it takes over too much. So it has been cleaned up. I'm going to go water it and shower off all of this excess goop or whatever that is on here. And yeah, hopefully she is saved. I'll keep you updated on what's going on with her. So today I have to do some repotting, and I've decided like I'm in a repotting mood, so I'm just gonna do it. I have a few things that I want to look at and decide if I'm gonna repot them or not. So yeah, let's do that. I'm using this thing, it's called a Plantfolio if you're interested. And it's a new product that was sent to me to test out. And I've been testing it for a couple weeks and I really, really like it. So I'll have it linked down below if you're interested. If you've watched my Instagram stories, or even like any of my previous videos, I have shown myself watering with it. I basically just set it over my sink and I remove this like cover thing, and it's basically just like a grate right here. So yeah, the water will just run right through. And best of all, I don't have to take out the dirty dishes from my sink, which is incredible. So anyway, this is an Entherium Balawinum, and I have not repotted it since I got it. Like I repotted it the day that I got it, or like a few days after I got it, and I haven't repotted it since, and I think it needs to be repotted. The dogs are just going nuts playing. They've been outside most of the day. So there's our little root ball. It looks so cute. I think that it definitely needs to be repotted though. This soil composition looks so good. This is not the De La Tanks, but it is a mix that had no perlite in it. This is all pumice, and there is a lot of pumice like throughout the root system. It's not all at the top like perlite does. So that's really, really good to see. If you've been around for any period of time or you've seen a repotting video, you know that I just hate the smell of dry soil. It makes me sick. Oh man. I've always been like this. I just hate the way that smells. I'll be right back. I need to go find a pot suitable for this plant. Okay. Uh-oh. I don't have a pot that would be suitable for the plant. I would probably need like a 6 or 7 inch pot. This one I think is a 5-inch pot. And yeah, it needs a new pot for sure. I should have checked before I like unpotted it and did all of this mess. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna repot it with De La Tanks so that it has soil And it has fresh soil with fertilizer in it because the De La Tanks mix is pre-fertilized. I lately have been such a homebody to a fault, honestly. I mean, I'm just so used to being at home now. The thought to go out doesn't even cross my mind anymore. I'm just like, why would I do that? Which is kind of funny. I never used to be like that. I mean, not that I was always wanting to go out and do things like every second of the day, but I mean, I would enjoy, you know, going to a restaurant or going to the movies. Daniel and I would go to the movies like literally once a week. Seriously, every weekend we were at the movies. So we've probably saved like thousands of dollars not going to the movie theater this year. And we didn't even really like rent or order that many movies to make up for it. So we kind of like didn't do the movie thing this year. And that was like our thing that we did together. So what are you guys watching right now? Tell me in the comments. I'm watching Outlander. It's so good. It's so good that I'm also reading the books at the same time because I don't know how it's gonna end. So I have to find out. I just have to. Yeah, tell me what you guys are watching in the comments. And this plant right here, I know that I need to repot it. I don't even know if there's like that much soil in it because at the top is just like a ton of perlite. So again, attack of the perlite here. You can see perlite, straight up perlite. But, oh, okay. See, there was a lot of perlite in this mix. So it held on pretty well. These roots look super good. Yeah, so this soil mixture wasn't that bad. It's just not as chunky as I normally would. I remember a friend gave me this soil mix. So it lasted really, really well. Like this is probably one of the only times that I've seen perlite not just totally screw up a plant, which is good. This plant doesn't need a bigger pot. I just knew that there wasn't like, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to refresh the soil and I'm slowly moving all my plants into the De La Tanks. Just because I like it. So usually I try to repot things like once a year if it's necessary. Looks great. I'm gonna go take these to the sink and water them because they will definitely need some water. They were both very, very dry. Hello, it is a new day. This angle is so funny to film at because I feel like I'm doing like a cooking show or something. But yeah, welcome to my kitchen. And today we are going to be doing some fertilizing for this portion. And you'll have to see if you can ignore the dishes in the sink. I'm gonna call myself out here. There are dishes in the sink. Today I'm going to be fertilizing. So I'm just gonna like pop out my plants that need to be fertilized. Pretty much all of them need to be fertilized. I haven't done any fertilizing yet. So yeah, I'm just going to be organizing them by pot size because that will determine how much fertilizer they get. I'm using the Tanks Super Mix Organic Fertilizer. I've talked about it in a lot of different videos, but I'm gonna show you today how I use it. So I have a little arrangement of plants here and I'm going to look up on Tank's website what the measurement should be because again, it comes in this bag right here and it is a powder fertilizer. So I need to like measure out however much. Okay, so this section are the 4-inch pots right here. So that is going to be getting half a teaspoon. So I got my measuring, so half a teaspoon, that'll just be sprinkled on each of these on the topsoil there. This section is like 2 to 3-inch pots. So I'm gonna do like a 1/4 teaspoon in these. And then we have our like 5-inch pots over here. So the 5-inch pot says 1 teaspoon. I don't know where my 1 teaspoon measuring cup went in these ones. These are like my more utility. I use these for stuff around the house, not necessarily for cooking. Super easy. I actually really want to repot this Syngonium Wendlandii. Maybe next time I do repottings, I'll do that. I do need to get some pots. So as we saw earlier in this video, I'm kind of low on pots. I need to go out shopping and I need to decide, because I probably am gonna wanna buy some like fun, nice pots, but there definitely are going to be some plants that I'm just gonna put in like a classic terracotta pot so they can stay hanging on the wall because those pots need to have a lip on them. But most other of my pots can be like fun pots. So after I add in all the fertilizer, I'm going to water them. So I'm only fertilizing plants right now that need to be watered because, yeah, I mean, obviously I could sprinkle in the fertilizer at any time and then water it when it needs to be watered, but I'm just gonna, maybe I'll do that actually. That sounds like a good idea. But anyway, I'm gonna water these so that the fertilizer can start to infiltrate the soil. But first I need to do the dang dishes, so just give me a second. I have brought all of the plants over to the sink. Now I'm just going to water them like normal, and that is my fertilization process. Okay, so we're getting into the bigger pots now. I don't actually know how big this Monstera pot is. 14 inches-ish. So we're looking at 7 tablespoons. Something around that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are all my Monsteras. Well, I have one more Monstera that's not here, but actually this one is my Alba Monstera and it's putting out a new leaf right now, which is really exciting. I just noticed it. And it looks like it has a lot of delicious variegation on it. So beautiful. I need to make another pole for this because the pole ends right here and the plant is all the way up here. So yeah, it needs something. I was actually thinking about doing a board instead of a pole because I've heard that that's a lot better. Maybe I should try that instead. It feels like it might be more sturdy for a plant like this. So I figured since I already have everything out, I might as well just repot something that I can. So I have this large Chinese evergreen Silver Bay Aglaonema, and it's just in need of some TLC. So I'm going to repot it and remove some of these dead leaves, and I think that the soil is just not great for it. It's retaining a lot of moisture and it's showing like early root rot stuff. So I didn't want to repot it too soon because it was blooming a lot for some reason. I don't know, she was just doing a lot of stuff and I was hesitant. But now it looks like all of the blooming is done and she's ready for a new life and a new home in a pot where she can grow old. And I'm just really excited to give her that life. So yeah, not to over personify a plant, but like she's getting a new life today. I'm going to remove most of this old soil because like I said, oh, look at that. Roots look pretty good. There is some rot though, as I suspected. Yeah, this soil just retains way too much moisture and it doesn't look very breathable, which is pretty normal for nursery soil on the regular. There's only a few nurseries that I've been to that their soil is like really good and I don't feel rushed to get the plant out of it. Kind of rotted, not good. Oh, my camera's about to die. If I lose you, I'm just removing all the dead roots and repotting the plant. Okay, I have one more thing that I want to do for this video, and the inspiration kind of just struck me because I was spending some time in my kitchen, obviously doing these plant chores, and I just kept looking down and seeing all of this plant clutter. And I'm so sick of the plant clutter. I don't like clutter in general, especially plant clutter. I hate feeling like all my plants are like in everything, on everything. It just, yeah, I like plants, but not enough to have my house look like a cluttered mess with them. So I decided that I'm going to finally hang up some plants using these hooks right here. And I got these to hang up some shelves in my office, but I don't know if I actually want to hang up shelves in that spot anymore. So I just kind of have these that I was gonna use for a different occasion. So pretty much I took a little macrame hanger. It was a little bit too small for this like bracket, so we kind of like drilled little grooves in it so that this would fit on it. So now it fits really nicely. And I'm going to find the stud and just like hang up a few above my kitchen window where it gets lots of light. And I'm gonna put some plants in it and I'm really, really excited. So yeah, let's do this. This is nearly impossible to see because it's backlit, but check her out. Looking good. I love it. That was perfect. All right, there they are. It looks like these two are further apart from each other than these two. That sucks. I'm very happy with them. They look really nice. Maybe eventually I will fill this one in and this one in to make it look a little bit more full or whatever, but I'm really loving it. I think it looks really nice. And on that note, I am going to let you go. So thank you so much for joining me for this plant chores video. I hope that you enjoyed a more vlog style video. I definitely enjoy more vloggy content. It's much more relaxed and fun just to bring you along with what I'm doing, and with spring coming, I'm going to be doing a lot of plant stuff. So hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, you give this video a like, and also check out Green Chef down in the description box below. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!